Hello, welcome to our yoga practice. We're going to be doing a yoga practice that is to do with grounding ourselves into our mat, into the earth. So let's get on with it. So we're going to start in a child's pose. Close knee if you can, or adjust in the pose to suit your body. We're going to see if we can get into a tight little ball. So bringing our forehead down, arms down long. And a really nice one because we're connecting our third eye chakra down towards the earth. This is our connection to our inner wisdom. We're also really turning our gaze inward. And if you imagine that you're like a tortoise and you've got that hard shell behind you, so you're very protected. And it's called child's pose so that we can bring it all down to kind of a child's level, starting right from a point of innocence, of almost like wiping the slate clean. So just take some big deep breaths while we get ourselves just relaxing onto our mat. So we're thinking about grounding ourselves down towards the earth. And just allow yourself just to soften into the practice. So we're in a place of safety. Allowing the earth to take away any negative thoughts and sensations. Just honouring the earth and how wonderful it is, supporting all living creatures, animals and plants. And going a little bit deeper and just acknowledging that we're all connected. Let's have 3 more big breaths. So very slowly we're just going to rise up and get into tabletop. So just checking that the hands are flat with the hands underneath the shoulders. So your hands are about hip, shoulder distance apart and your knees are about hip distance. And just start to lengthen through the spine. So we've changed the position of our body now. So just acknowledge what we've done. Hands are connected to the earth, the knees and the backs of the feet. And feel supported through these pillars of connectiveness. And just take in a few breaths while we start to just allow the spine to expand. So pushing the tailbone back, taking the crown of the head forward. And then we're going to take it into a gentle spinal twist. So the right hand is going to be posted underneath the left arm, dropping onto the right shoulder, extending that left arm long, just allowing the head to come down and just taking some deep breaths here. So noticing the different points of contact now with the mat and the earth underneath. So hopefully throughout practice, we'll get most of different parts of the body connected with the earth. And allow the weight of the body to push and just soften into this right shoulder. And if you can, just relax that left arm as well. Maybe you need to bend that elbow. Relax both hands. And on the next inhale, very slowly coming back up. So I always bend that left arm first, pushing, and then coming back to that tabletop. And just give yourself a very slow little wiggle of the hips. And you might want to join tilting your head to the same direction as your hips. Just moving from side to side. And then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So the left arm is posted behind the right arm, dropping onto the shoulder, left side of the head, and stretching that right arm long. And we're looking for quite a passive stretch. Allow the weight of the body to take that stretch into the joints, the arms. And on the next inhale, let's slowly come back and just do that very gentle wag of our tailbone. Maybe just going a little bit deeper with every movement. And then we're going to get ourselves back into the center, and we're just going to keep our hips above the knees and just walk into a melting heart. So slowly allow the arms to stretch. You should bend the elbows just a little bit so the forearms come onto the mat. Drop the forehead down and just breathe here. See if you can slowly feel all the muscles and connective tissues around the armpits into the pectoral muscles, stretching out. And if you want to take it deeper, you can lift your head up and bring your chin down. Good, well done. Now very slowly coming back up. It can be quite a deep stretch, so take your time and let's just round the spine and come into cats. And if a little wiggle again while you've got that back rounded feels good, give yourself permission to move. There might be really small little micro movements, or you might be moving your body quite a lot. So give yourself permission to kind of explore how it feels. And then keeping the back rounded, we're just going to rock forward and back just a little bit. And you're just going to feel the differences in different parts of your body. Remembering we're thinking about grounding down, so really pushing into the hands and the connection with the knees and the backs of the feet. Good. And we're going to get ourselves into a Sphinx pose. So slowly coming onto the forearms and dropping the whole of the front body down. So we aim for the elbows to be underneath the shoulders. I've got my forearms coming forward, the palms of the hands are connected to the earth, and just acknowledge that we've changed position again of the body. We're dropping different body parts down onto the mats, and just give your hips a little bit of a wiggle and allow your feet and your legs to be really super relaxed. So this one is working the spine. We're going to have that compression in the lower back. If it feels a little bit too much, you can just push your fingers just a little bit away so that your elbows have come forward. That takes quite a bit of the strain off. And if it doesn't feel like much coming onto the elbows underneath the shoulders, you can pull the elbows in towards the body. And that's just going to lengthen the spine. Now we're looking for maybe a couple more breaths here. Good. Now just look down and drop the head down and just feel that stretch. And it might change the sensation of the lower back as well. Now we're going to move into a baby cobra. So think about where your elbows are. If they're not underneath the shoulders, just drop them back there. We're going to replace the elbows with the hands. So we're going to have to drop the chest down a little bit more. Then without pushing into the hands, we're just going to lift the chest up and you're going to feel the muscles working. See if you can clamp your elbows in towards your body. Feeling all the muscles of the lower back working really hard. And trying to relax the feet again. You might feel that they're a little bit more active. And then we're going to relax everything down. Keep your hands there and just bring your forehead down onto the mat. So we're connecting that third eye again. Now this time we are going to push into our hands. So it's going to give us a different kind of sensation. Let's take a big deep breath in and then exhale. We're going to slowly push in and just finding a position where you feel like your arms are okay to hold. Pull the elbows in again, a little bit deeper work. Lifting the chest forward, maybe just taking the gaze up, quite intense through that lower back. Feet are relaxed. Good job, well done. Deep breath in and then slowly coming back down again. Well done. And bringing that forehead down. Now we're going to straighten the arms long and just turn the palms of the hands up and just take the hands a little bit away from the body. And the same with the feet. So take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to come into a locust. So we're going to lift the head up. Don't come too high. Hands up and then feet up as well. So to take this a little bit deeper, we're going to pull the shoulder blades together. We're going to lift the hands and maybe lift the feet a little bit more. We try not to compress the back of the neck, so keep that neck nice and long. It's almost as if you're pushing the crown of your head forward still instead of looking up. Perfect, well done. One more deep breath in. And then we're going to completely relax down and let's bring the right ear down. So allowing the whole of the front of the body to be in contact with our mat. And just allow the whole of the body to deeply relax here. So we're just going to repeat that one. Come back into locust. But what we're going to do this time is turn the hands so the palms are facing down, thumbs are out, so the back of the hands are facing up. It's going to feel a little bit different. Lift the head up, lift the hands up, lift the feet up. Spread your fingers, push the fingers away. It's going to activate the muscles in the lower back. Remember that neck again. So it's almost as if you drop the chin down a little bit more. Good. 2 more breaths. And then dropping everything down, we're going to turn so the left ear comes down and just turn the palms of the hands up and relax the shoulders and the arms. And the last thing that we're going to do here is returning the hands underneath the shoulders, lifting up the head, and just pull the thumbs in towards the chest. So we're going to push up and see if we can straighten the arms. So I've lifted the whole of my legs off, apart from the backs of the feet. I'm going to take a little bit of just softening the chest forward, maybe looking up towards the corner of the ceiling. Quite a strong pose here through the arms, but we've got the skeleton, the arms, the bones of the arms are holding the weight. One more breath. And then we're going to drop onto the knees, very slowly lift up the hips and push back into that child's pose. Take your time. We've just done loads of work on our lower back and we've got this this kind of opposite now coming into the back, we're rounding through the spine. Give yourself a little bit of moving and then just come to stillness. Good. Now we're going to get ourselves into a forward fold. So lifting up the hips. First time that we're going to bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Take it nice and slowly. Feet are about hip distance apart. And we just walk the hands up. And let's go in for a really nice sensation of dangling. So even if you've got very long hamstrings and you can bring your hands down with your legs straight, just have a little bit of space between the hands so that you get this really nice sensation of openness through the shoulders. Let's drop the chin down. And then we're going to aim to bring the fingertips down. So you might need to really soften your knees, fingertips down, and then dropping the head down and just exploring stretching out the legs. So pedaling out can feel quite nice. So this is where we just bend one knee a little bit more so that we can straighten the other. Good. And then just come to stillness, and we're going to push through the soles of the feet and slowly rise up. Come into mountain, so the feet stay the same. We start to acknowledge that we've risen up. We turn the palms of the hands forward. Try and have the gaze in front of you, so we're not dropping or lifting the chin. A little bit of pulling the shoulder blades together so we feel a bit of an opening through the chest. Tuck the tailbone under. And just breathe in through the earth. See if you can get the energy coming through the soles of the feet, coming all the way up the body. And we're going to create a little bit of a portal through the crown of the head. And see if you can envision that energy coming out of the body. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. So close your eyes. You might decide that it's a specific colour or it's a sensation, but allow it to come into the body, travel up, and then go out, up into the universe. So you become this kind of conduit to the earth energy coming into your body and up and out. And let's have one more big breath here. And then coming back just to our bodies. Let's close our portal. Just imagine it closing. And we're just going to do some neck rolls. So drop the head down. So trying to keep really tall through the body. Drop the head down and just take a neck roll. Do 2 in one direction and then 2 in the opposite. So nice and slow. Closing your eyes always feels really nice. You can tune in to how something really feels in the body. Good, well done. And coming back to the center. Now we're just going to do a few roll downs. So we start in mountain. So palms of the hands are facing forward. Really nice and tall. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, we drop the chin down, round through the shoulders, round the back, drop the arms down, slowly coming all the way down. Let's have a breath in, a breath out, and then we're going to push on the inhale, coming all the way up. So really flowing So we're reversing that. So the head is the last thing to come up. Turn the palms of the hands forward. We'll have a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And one more breath in. Exhale, rounding through. Shoulders pulling that chin in, coming down. Arms along. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Slowly coming up. Back into mountain. Let's have a full breath in and a breath out. One more breath in and then exhale, we're rolling down. And then this time, once we've got to the bottom, we're going to walk the hands forward, get into a downward facing dog. So pedaling out the legs again, that can feel really nice. Lengthen through the arms, feel that space around the armpits that we opened up before. We've done a little bit of work on the hamstrings as well, so pedaling out the legs can feel really, really nice. And you might want to just have a little bit of a play around with your feet. So think about if you can lift a foot off really gently, pushing into the balls of the feet, feeling that stretch, and then come to stillness. And then we're going to walk back nice and slow. Let's have a deep breath in. Exhale in this forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Back into mountain. So that's a standing pose. Into mountain. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And folding forward. So you can either come back to downward facing dog, or you can come forward into plank. So when we're in plank, feet come a little bit closer together, push the heels away, shoulders are above the hands. And if you can pull your belly button in, tighten your glutes. If you're in downward facing dog, see if you can lift your tailbone up a little bit more. Good, well done. And slowly coming back. So lift it up, back into that forward fold. Slowly coming up. This time we're going to take the arms all the way up and bring the hands together at heart center on the exhale. Good job, well done. And then back into mountain. So even though we've just done a little bit of work, probably you can feel your heart rate has lifted a little bit. So we're just going to take one big step to the center of the mat, and we're going to do a balance. So we're going to do an aeroplane balance. So make sure your feet are hip distance apart. See if you can spread your toes, really deep connection with the earth. Right leg is going to be the standing leg. So you start off in mountain with the palms of the hands facing forward, nice and tall. So remembering all the cues. And then we're going to turn the palms of the hands towards the back. So the thumbs come in towards the body. We're going to take the weight over to this right leg, soften the knee of that right leg, and just drop the left foot back with a little bit of a curl of the toes. So you can stay here if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, or you might want to just see what it feels like to drop the chest down and lift the leg up. Now you can stop anywhere that is comfortable. So the fuller version is this T shape with the hands away from the body, spreading your fingers, and we flex that lifted foot. We try and be really square through the hips. And think about pushing that heel away and then taking the crown of the head forward. So we've got this really long straight line. If you've got a soft bend in that standing leg, you might want to see what it feels like to straighten that leg. And like we did in locust, pulling the shoulder blades together, lifting up the hands is going to intensify the sensations. So we've only got one foot on the earth. And let's slowly come back. So nice and controlled. Good. So let's come back to mountain. So we're resetting, we're turning the palms of the hands forward. Taking the weight over to this left foot, palms back. Take the right foot back. And when you're ready, deep breath in. Exhale, coming forward, nice and slow. So lots of control. If you've got that foot lifted, flex the foot. And really activate that lifted leg by pushing the heel away. See if you can lengthen through the spine, pull your belly button in, keeping the hips square. We aim for about 6 breaths. Don't worry if you're wobbling. And then slowly, slowly coming back to mountain. And just closing your eyes just for a moment, making sure the palms of the hands come forward, nice and tall, tucking the tailbone under. Maybe you can feel your heart rate is just a little bit higher than it was before, especially if you came into plank. And let's come back to that energy coming through the soles of the feet. And really allowing your body to soften down into the earth. Beautiful, well done. Let's take a deep breath in and we're just going to fold forward nice and slow. And just come on to the knees. So back into tabletop, take any movement that would feel nice. And then very slowly we're going to get onto our back. So take your time. So we had the whole of the front of the body onto the mat. We've got the whole of the back body now. Let's go in for a really big stretch. So we're going to bring the feet together. We're going to swoop the arms up, palms up. And I want you to really stretch. So point the toes first of all. And see if you can take the fingertips even further away from the body. Everything's really active. So have a deep breath in and exhale. Keep this length, but just allow the body to relax. So there might be a little bit of a bend through the elbows. Hands might have lifted up with the fingers. Give your arms a little bit of moving. Same with your legs. And then this time we're going to flex the feet. So we're pulling the toes in and we're just going to stretch again. So really active. See if you can lift up your heels. And then release. Well done. Let's bend the knees. Bring the arms back overhead. And we're just going to move through bridge. So we try and bring the heels a little bit closer in towards the body. Arms are down long with the palms of the hands connected to the floor. So on the next inhale, slowly lifting up. And I want you to think about if you can bring your knees together a little bit more. That's going to feel like you're clenching your glutes. That's what we're looking for. And just pull the chin in slightly so that you've got that nice sensation of length through the back of the neck. Breathing here, really important. And then think about your spine now. On your next exhale, bringing that spine really gently down. So you can get all of the back, and it might feel a little bit weird to push that lower back in and just relax your hips, your pelvis. Let's do that again. So on the next inhale, we're lifting up. And maybe go a little bit higher this time. There's nothing wrong with pulling your shoulders underneath, maybe clasping the hands, pulling your knees together so that you engage your glutes. And then slowly releasing. So let's have a big deep breath in and then exhale. Bring everything down and bring your knees in. Gently rocking from side to side just to release the lower back. So we're going to pull the right knee in and extend the left leg. And then we're going to drop the right foot on top of the left thigh. So you're going to have to release your hands, but I want you to pull that knee over and you should be able to find yourself in a twist. You might need to adjust to come more onto the left hip. We're trying to get both shoulders staying on the mat. If you feel that you've lifted up too much, you can just bring that right elbow onto the mat. You could extend that right arm. It's quite an intense twist. Deep breath in, deep breath out, slowly coming back. We're just going to swap the legs over. So it's the left knee coming in, the right leg is long, pulling that knee in and then dropping the sole of the foot onto the top of the thigh, pulling the knee over and then finding your twist. Seeing if you can completely relax here. And then coming back up. So stretching your legs out. I'm going to get in a Shavasana all together. So we've got 3 minutes. So if you need to get yourself covered up, grab a blanket, put some socks back on and just relax. So Shavasana is the most important thing. So I've been working on the energy body in yoga. We've got more energy flowing around. Maybe we've been able to shift some stuff. And we're just allowing our body just a moment to integrate that before we kind of move back into the real world. I shouldn't say real world. Normal life. Normal, I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. So I'm going to see you in about 2.5 minutes. So close your eyes and completely relax. Beautiful work. Well done. So coming to the end of our Shavasana, let's have 3 big breaths where you're stretching out. In any side movements, any movements of your body, and then see if you can get yourself slowly rocking up and down and just turning, bringing your hands together and just dropping a little moment of gratitude. So drop your head down, Send some love to somebody. And that is our practice for today. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Namaste.